Be confident, be bold, be authentic, but don't forget to take action. This is Ordinary to Badass, where our stories empower women to step into the spotlight of their own lives and pursue what they're truly passionate about. It's time to step into the arena and become more than just extraordinary. It's time to become a badass with your host, Marie Sonneman.
Welcome to Ordinary to Badass, episode number 74. In this episode, I talk all about River Boudreaux and why she's a total badass. If you can hear that little tapping in the background, my apologies. My husky is going crazy. You can hear the pitter-patter of his paws. All right, let's get to it. But first, gotta tell you about the new membership, Let's Be Badass. If you had issues last week, I'm sorry. I am so tech challenged, but I'm working through it. Most of the links on the page, once you got to the page to sign up, were down, but it has been fixed, I promise. So head on over there. The link will be in the show notes and sign up for Let's Be Badass today. If you missed it last week, let me tell you a little bit about it. Let's Be Badass is kind of a partner program with this podcast. Let's Be Badass is totally for you if you want to stop saying yes when you really need to say no. You feel more comfortable straddling the line than choosing yes or no. You're struggling to have work-life balance. You lie in bed wondering if dreams will ever be a priority, or if your dreams will ever be a priority. You ask yourself, is it me, or is there more to life? Is that you? If so, I would love to have you join Let's Be Badass. And let's take action together. That's totally what Let's Be Badass is about, right? It's going to give you actionable steps because I am all about the actionable steps. None of this fake fluff stuff. There's going to be actual steps. And you know, some of these guests that we have on the podcast, they're going to be on here. Only the difference is you would be able to show up and ask them questions at the end of the interview, right? Or maybe even throughout the interview. We'll kind of see it's all something new, and you would be a part of the founding members' journey. And also, here's the power of a community. A community of badasses or badass women can help push you beyond your limits, help see things for you that you didn't know were possible yourself. So sometimes you have to borrow other people's belief in you to be able to accomplish things, right? I can't tell you. Actually, one of my mentors, Jeff Goins, he had suggested that I do a podcast. Until he suggested it, I couldn't have seen it for myself, right? Because I was holding myself back, but for some reason, all I needed was permission to do it. Sometimes just a little bit of permission is all that you need. And I want that for you. I want to give you permission to be a badass, to do the things in your life that you want to do, and to really come back to yourself and listen to your inner voice. Now, let me tell you a couple of things that you'll get when you join. First, there's going to be live monthly calls with amazing guest experts. And we're going to talk to them. Like I said, it's similar to the podcast interview, but then you'll have one-on-one interaction and actually get to meet some of them face to face. And then not only do you get to see them talking or hear what they're saying, but you get to be the part to be like, okay, I have a question about this, or what do you say about this? Can you help me? So some examples about topics that we might cover would be like people pleasing, confidence, time management, organization, like taking action, and just accountability, right? So if that sounds like something that you would be interested in, definitely join Let's Be Badass. It's $1 right now, $1 Black Friday sale. That price is definitely going to go away It's $1 for the first month. So you can try it out and see if it seems like it's something for you or not. And then after that, it is going to be $47 a month. And I can pretty much promise you that price is going to go up. And it's probably going to go up relatively soon. So I would love for you to join right now and get the founding members price, because your price will be locked in once you join. If you join at the $47 a month rate, that's what you're going to be locked in at. So I would love for you to be part of the founding member and kind of shape how this is going to go. Like I said, $1. Is it going to hurt the bank account? And guess what? If it's not for you, then you can move on, part ways, no hard feelings. So yeah. And another thing that we're gonna implement into this group is live coaching and accountability calls. So at least once a month, we're gonna have live calls where we're trying to implement what we just learned from that guest expert. And so say we're doing people pleasing, and we're gonna have accountability calls to see, okay, did you stand up for yourself this month? What's one thing you can do to stop being such a people pleaser? Things like that. And then there will also be worksheets that you can print off and answer some questions and do some self-reflection so that you can figure out really how to implement it into your own life. Not just hear it and then forget it, because I know that's what I've tended to do sometimes. But no, it's actually going to be implementation and accountability on these live coaching calls. And there will also be a Facebook group. This Facebook group is going to be where you can hop in and ask questions or say what you're struggling with or share your wins with all these other badass women. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. But really, at the core of it, what I want is for you to get back to being you again. You are so dang badass, but it would be cool if you noticed it. In this group or in this membership, you will confidently be able to get off the sidelines and start making decisions about your life. You'll experience the freedom of being yourself and owning your choices, and stop having guilt or shame or regret. And you're going to feel proud of the life that you're creating and getting back in touch with who you are and what really matters to you. And that's like the most important thing, right? Is that you're doing you and doing things that align with your values, and you're progressing towards your goal. 2020 can stop a lot of people, but friend, I don't think it can stop you. So definitely join Let's Be Badass. And I will have a link to that Let's Be Badass in today's show notes. So yeah, check it out. Join for a month. $1. What is $1 going to hurt you? I would love to have you in the Let's Be Badass community. Will you be a badass with me? All right, so let's get to it. Let's talk about why River Boudreaux is a total badass. The first reason why I think that River is a total badass is because she was a financial analyst sitting in her day job, dreaming about traveling and hitting the road. And, she could have just said, oh, it's not possible for me. I don't know what I would do. I don't know how I would make money. I don't know how to even do it. Someone else can do it, just not me. There's all sorts of excuses that happen, especially when something's like important to you, when you want to do something, but you don't know how. It's like, that can be overwhelming and that can swallow people up. So River hired a coach to help her with marketing. She didn't know about marketing, and that's what she wanted to do while she was traveling. And so, that's what she did. She hired a coach to teach her the ways. She took action. Sometimes you don't have to know all the steps along the way. You just have to know the first step, or just keep taking one tiny step at a time. Often we have a dream or a vision of something that would be really freaking cool, but then we stuff it down because it just feels too big. And so every once in a while, it'll kind of bubble up to the surface, or you'll see something that reminds you of it, and you're like, oh, that would be so freaking cool. But then If you don't take action right away, just a small action, if you don't take action, then you start to suppress it again, because the thought of not chasing your dream, that's like, ugh, that's overwhelming. That feeling sucks. So you don't want to keep thinking about what you're not doing, especially when that thing just excites the heck out of you. So, yeah, I think that's pretty badass that River left her job as a financial analyst, hired a coach to help teach her how to do marketing, and then hit the road. So, what can you do in your life so that you just stop dreaming, so that you start taking one tiny action towards your dream? Have you ever noticed that the more you put something off, the more you say, oh, I'll do it later, later comes, I'll do it later, and you just keep saying that the least likely you are to do it, because you just don't believe yourself that you can do it or that it will happen, and you've said no to that idea so many times? So take that into consideration. Try to think of what it is in your life that really just excites the heck out of you, and then what's one tiny action that you can do. Or next time that something bubbles up, we're like, oh, I've always wanted to do that. That's when you're like, okay, I'm taking one tiny action right now, today. So yeah, that was pretty badass. The second thing that River did that was pretty darn cool, very badass, was she changed her van into a camper all by herself. She didn't get hung up on what she didn't know how to do, or how hard it would be, or the fact that she had never done it, she had never done it before. Nope, she just did it. She said she watched YouTube videos. Most of us have access to YouTube, right? Or Google. Get on the line and check out Google, right? There's plenty of resources. And then here's the other thing, is that sometimes you just don't know what you're capable of until you do it. And I used to think of failure as like a bad thing and think it was so horrible and beat myself up. But then I learned, you know what? When I do something that's hard for me, that normally I would have given up or not even tried, but I put in all the work and I did it and I accomplished it eventually, like, that feels freaking badass. So sometimes you have to do things that you suck at, that you're horrible at, just to kind of like build that confidence muscle, you know? Get used to the fact that you can do things that you don't know how to do, and you can figure out a way. And that feeling is so empowering. It's like, yes, I can take on the world. And I might have mentioned this in the episode, like, I changed my parents' door handle, like their bathroom door handle. It took hours, like ridiculous. It should take nobody hours to do a door handle, but it took me hours watching YouTube, and still I couldn't figure it out. But the whole thing is, afterwards, I was like, yeah, cool. I was all proud of myself. Miss Fix-It over here. No, that's far from the truth, but at least I did it. At least I tried, right? So how can you do that? How can you apply that in your life to where you're going to take messy action, just do something, and don't worry if you fail. Don't worry if you're just decent at it, or if it takes you a long time to figure it out. That's okay. Like, sometimes those hard things, those things you have to work super hard at, that you feel like you suck at, and you have to work so hard or harder than everybody else just to overcome it, that's your secret sauce. That's the stuff nobody talks about. That's the stuff that pushes you harder. So, like, if you suck at something, if you're horrible, I was talking to my friend about this the other day, like, we both struggle learning, right? And all through growing up, I was never, and I'm not saying I was stupid, I just don't retain things the same way that other people. I don't learn the same way that other people. Maybe I had a learning disability. I don't know. But all that freaking hard work to get those good grades taught me something. So while other people might have just skated by and got an easy A and it was easy for them and it came natural to them, it didn't for me. But maybe that got me to the point that I am today, because I am willing to hustle. I am willing to work my butt off, fail time and time again, so that I can have the end result that I want. And that's what I want for you, to look at failure as something that like helps you get to the end goal. And what have you ever gotten in your life? What good thing has ever come from a good thing? That sounds funny, but usually we do most of our learning from the hard things, right? Those hard lessons, the things that are like, ugh, those are the things that like give you grit, give you confidence. Those are the things that make you proud of yourself. So embrace them a little bit more. And I know it can be hard when you're going through it, but do the hard things. Those are the things that are going to teach you the life lessons. Don't shy away from them. Now, the third and final thing that I thought was super badass was when River talked about how she read the Jen Sincero book, You Are a Badass, and it changed her life. And not only the fact that she read it and it changed her life, she kept reading it over and over again. And at different times, it would mean something different to her. Have you ever had that happen to you? Where you read a book one time and you get all these cool things from it, like all these cool nuggets of information or things that like resonate with you, but then the next time you read it a year later, like it means something different to you, or different parts stick out that didn't stick out before. And if you're anything like me, you know that because the first time you read it, you highlighted what you liked and what you didn't like. Well, not what you didn't like. I don't know why I said that. You highlight what you liked. So then when you go to read it the second time, you're like, why was that important to me? Like, this is important to me. And then you highlight a different section. So I don't even know how I went off on that tangent, but River read this book and she said that she's a self-proclaimed introvert, and her natural tendency is to be so introverted. Well, after reading this book, she was so inspired that she started her own Facebook group. Her own Facebook group. This is so important. This is actually pretty badass in itself, starting your own Facebook group. And here's why I say that. If you don't have the people in your life, the people around you who are gonna support you, gonna push you to be better, gonna love you like they're positive type of people, or maybe you're trying to accomplish a goal, like you want to be an author and you don't have any authors in your life. Nobody that you know is writing or publishing books or doing, okay, start your own group or join a group that's already been established. It is so much easier to go after your dreams and to push yourself to do things that you never thought you could do if you're surrounded by other people doing the same thing. Surround yourself by badasses. Surround yourself by authors. Surround yourself by supportive, positive people. Whatever it is that you're looking for in this world, and if you don't feel like you have it, the internet is the best place. Because you could start a Facebook group in a heartbeat and then find yourself surrounded by the type of people that you were looking for. So consider that. Where in your life are you wishing you had a certain type of person in your life? Or people, like a group of people? And can you go on Facebook right now, on YouTube, on whatever, and look? I would think Facebook would be a little bit easier. But go look and see if there's groups of your type of people, whatever it is that you're looking for. You might even be surprised what's out there. If it wasn't Corona, then I would tell you to start like a meetup or something. Go to meetup.com and create a group. But you know what? You probably still could go to meetup.com and create a group and just do it virtually. Like it used to be, so people could meet up in person for hiking, authors, whatever your thing is again, that you could meet up in person. But I'm sure by now that it's transitioned to virtually, or you could make it a virtual event. So you can make excuses, you can feel alone and feel like you have to do it all on your own and figure it out and feel lonely, like you're on an island of your own. Or you can create your own Facebook group. It's up to you. The choice is yours. I think you know what to do here. So, just a quick recap. Why River is so badass is because after she started daydreaming about traveling, she left her job as a financial analyst and started traveling full time. The second reason is she changed a van into a camper all by herself. And she figured out her own way to do it simply by watching YouTube videos. And the third and final thing is she read a book, Jen Sincero's You Are a Badass, and it inspired her. And she took action based on what she read in that book. And then furthermore, she started her own Facebook group, like Jen Sincero fans. Okay, that's cool. Surround yourself by people who are going to support you. Whatever it is that you're trying to figure out that you want more of in your life, surround yourself by those type of people. Those are the things that I think are pretty badass about River. I would love if you left a comment. Head on over to the show notes and leave a comment for River and I. Or you can hop on over to Instagram at Ordinary to Badass and tell River and I what you thought of the show. If you tag me, I can also tag River. I think it's at Grateful River on Instagram. But just let us know what you thought of this episode. Let her know how stinking badass she is and how much you liked hearing her story. All right, that's it for today. Stay badass, my friends.
Now that you've listened to this episode of Ordinary to Badass, we want to hear from you. Go to our website, ordinarytobadass.com/podcast, and submit your own experience on how you took your life from ordinary to badass and get the chance to be on a future spotlight episode of the show. That's ordinarytobadass.com/podcast. While you're waiting for the next episode of the show, wipe off the sweat, dust off the dirt, and get back in the arena.